Guidelines makes 90% of the world's e-cigarettes. They're gearing up to ship out some 300 million units in 2015. So what's in your e-cigarette?
Yeah, a lot of
whatevers, yeah. And here's something on the light side. In a reaffirmation of the erstwhile New York Alumni Association, the Friars Club in New York is preparing to honor one of its own, Melissa Manchester, sometimes towards the end of April. As this will undoubtedly be a sellout, we suggest that you order your tickets now.
Speaking about that, I was a member of the New York Alumni Club in California. I would like to see...
As I was.
Yeah, I would like to see if any of our listeners, whether they be any place in the world, in the nationally, internationally, are alumni of New York high schools. And I'd like to sort of make another website out of that. New York alumni throughout the world.
Good idea.
And so if guys, if you're out there, and if you went to New York high school or even junior high school, let us know. Get us on www.viewfromoverhere.com and let us know where you are, what high school, and we're going to start a whole, going back to 2015, a whole new club of worldwide New Yorkites.
Good for you.
Now,
is Jonas ready?
Jonas,
okay,
are you ready?
Jonas is ready to talk to us about the latest in whatever he wants to talk about.
It's going to be a very short talk today because it's a crazy day, but I have to tell everybody about the miracles of gerontology. I watched an 89-year-old Angela Lansbury on Sunday dance around the stage like she was 18, and I'm still aghast by it. She is in Blithe Spirit, which is at the Amundsen and will be for the next few weeks. This is No Coward's classic play. I actually got to see the show back in 1985 with the great Geraldine Page right before she passed away. And it is such a pleasure to see Angela Lansbury live on stage. She is 89 years old, and you would never know it by the energy she has.
You know, there's an adjunct to that when I saw her in an interview on television. I mean, she is so full of spirit.
She's
so full of life.
Full of spirit, she's full of energy. I mean, it's amazing. This is not a lie-on-the-couch role. She is, as many people who have seen the show will know, she plays Madame Arcady, which is a psychic who's brought into an English countryside house for jokes and tricks. Turns out that she really does summon the wife of the master of the house, who's been dead for many years, and lots of hijinks ensue. And Angela Lansbury pretty much has to dance around the stage several times in order to perform her seance. And it's an energetic role, and she's just magnificent. It's amazing what she's doing at 89 years old. It'd be amazing if she were doing it at 45 years old. She's, of course, as colorful and wonderful as always, and for any other reason, for no other reason than just Angela Lansbury, you want to go to the Amundsen and see her. She is fabulous.
Sounds like you recommend it. But anyway, go ahead.
I had some problems with the direction. It wasn't my favorite production of this. I saw it. Obviously, I saw, like I said, at the Mechanic in Baltimore back in 1985, which was pre-Broadway, with Geraldine Page, Richard Chamberlain, Blythe Danner, and Judith Ivey, and that was wonderful. And then I saw a production at Noise Within a few years ago that was also wonderful. The direction of this, I had a few issues, but just to see Angela Lansbury is reason enough. The whole cast is good, and it's worth seeing.
Yeah, question, is Richard Chamberlain still around?
As far as I know, he's still alive, yeah.
Because I've seen him in several things. He's an excellent actor.
Oh, I just saw him 2 years ago in The Heiress at the Pasadena Playhouse.
Mm-hmm. He's an excellent actor that really, because of his TV doctor thing, he gets very underplayed.
Dr. Kildare.
Yeah, Dr. Kildare.
Oh, absolutely. No, he's still around. He's still acting. Mm-hmm. He was just in a show a few years ago.
All right, we know you like this one, so what else do you have for us today?
I also saw a few shows. Some were kind of disappointing. I'm not going to spend energy on. But I did see the new show by the Troubadours at the Falcon Theater. The Troubadours, for anyone who doesn't know, they take classic Shakespearean pieces or children pieces and spoof it to death as if it were the Cal Burnett show, and then have a musical motif going through it. This show was called The Snow Queen, which is obviously Hans Christian Andersen's classic work, but with all the music of Queen. And it is one of their better shows. It is wonderful. They have Misty Cotton, who is sort of an L.A. fixture. She has done wonderful work for years and years. She's headlining this show. And it's very funny. It's very smart. The great thing about this crew is that they're a triple threat. They're great comedian actors, they're great singers, and they're great dancers.
It sounds like a fun show.
It is a very fun show. It's playing at the Falcon for the next few weeks. The Troubadours usually sell out, so there may not be many tickets available, but if you're able to get them, I would recommend them. Both shows are, the links to both shows are on the website, so if anyone wants to get tickets for either show, they still can. And that's it for me.
Fantastic.
For 2014.
You're going to go away for 2 weeks.
I'm going away for 2 weeks.
You're going on a cruise, right?
I'm going to Vegas next week, and I'm going on a cruise the week after.
By the way, our guest of last week, Michael Marino, might be the comedian on your cruise.
Oh, wonderful.
So if he is, say hello to him.
I promise I will. Have a wonderful holidays, everybody, and Happy New Year.
You too. Happy New Year to you.
See you next year, Jonas.
Anyway, before we leave the theater part, I wanted to recommend this play called Dog Sees God, Confessions of a Teenage Blockhead. And this benefits the Trevor Project, which it's creating crisis intervention and suicide awareness to youth at risks.
And tell them where it's playing.
It's playing in the Santa Monica Theater, and it runs through the 21st. You can purchase tickets at 411.com or call 323-965-9996, and we shall have all the information on our website. It's about depression, isolation, mortality, sexual identification. It unravels the toils of adolescence that can make or break a life. Haunting and hopeful, this play brings to question and to better understanding the hardships we face. Anyway, that's it.
All right, let's get to our guest. Guest is ready. Our next guest right now is somebody who most of you know. He's been on TV like a gazillion times, and his name is Bill Boggs. And let me tell you a little bit about Boggs, Mr. Boggs, as I refer to him. He is respectfully referred to as a TV journalist in the biz, in the industry. He has not only extensive IMDb credits, but he has produced, hosted, co-produced, co-hosted, and appeared on, really countless TV shows over the years, and along the way accumulated 4 Emmys as a TV host, while hosting over the years as many as 15 different TV shows.
Bill, you must be tired.
I was starting to doze off listening to that, but I appreciate at least the insertion of the adjective respectful. That raises my quotient a little bit in the business. Stan, thank you very much for having me.
Hey, how have you been since your operation?
Well, I had multiple. I had a bilateral hip replacement on November 12th, meaning both hips replaced because of many years of sports, a lot of sports, and setting in of arthritis. I'm doing fine. I'm actually walking.
Yeah, you want to play? How about you want to play some tennis? I'll even spot you.
Yeah, you could spot me a lot. I'll tell you that, pal. No, right now I'm just happy to walk to the store and back, avoiding Christmas music. I have yet to hear one Christmas song. I love Christmas music, but I try to wait until like 4 days before. Everything is cool with me. It was an incredible. I was incredibly grateful, Stan, that I had this problem where I was almost like a cripple. That's how bad it got. I could hardly walk. So I could go into a hospital, be taken care of by world-class surgeons in a world-class hospital, go to rehab, and end up walking. I'm a grateful man.
Do you want to tell us what hospital that was?
It was a hospital for special surgery in New York, which is a hospital people travel to from all over the country and even Europe. Dr. Della Valle was my surgeon. Yeah. He actually worked on. My girlfriend had a hip replacement 5 years ago, But let me tell you, what she can do with his hip is very impressive.
We won't go into that.
I'm not even going that far. But
but Bill, this is Malcolm. This is a family show. But hold on for a minute. We're up to a station break. You're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on CRNTalk.com, and you can hear our back shows on www.viewfromoverhere.com. And stay tuned, and we'll find out more about Bill Boggs' girlfriend. No, we won't.
Every day is Save the Earth Day, and each of us has a part to play. For more information and how you can do your part to save the Earth, contact us at SaveTheWorld.net. That's SaveTheWorld.net.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha. Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian
Hotel. You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808.
The Trees, an epic novel by Stan Weisleder, told in the Godfather fashion, with 2/3 of the book taking place in Las Vegas and describing the transition from the mob to Howard Hughes to corporate America. This book is Las Vegas. Jim Santangelo from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters said, I didn't grow up in New York or Las Vegas. I grew up in Jersey City, but I know everyone in this book. I loved it. Hal Rothbart, publisher, says, I wish I had written it. The Trees by Stan Weisleder.
Yeah, fittingly, I remember Bill Boggs from New York television.
If anyone doesn't, shame on them. Hey, Bill, I wanted to tell you something. We have a lot of questions for you, but in anticipation of your recovery, we did submit your name for the New York Marathon that takes place next November.
Okay. Thank you for submitting it.
Yeah, we'll have you at the starting line with the other winners.
And I'd be crushed to death in a few minutes. All right, guys, I appreciate it.
All right, Bill, what are you doing after you fully recover? Do you have anything planned? What's happening?
Basically, these days, the show I've been working on, which is called My Generation, is on PBS. It's in reruns, and we're hoping it gets renewed, obviously. So ever since 2008, Stan and Murray, I've divided my time between working on television and essentially being a professional speaker. I somehow managed to write a book for HarperCollins called Got What It Takes, Successful People Reveal How They Made It to the Top, where I interviewed a lot of different successful people from all walks of life, like Renee Zellweger, Joy Behar, Richard Branson, Donald Trump, Bobby Flay, Jim Cramer, all manner of people that had made it. Matt Lauer, Joe Torre. There then became a demand for me as a speaker, which I was very happy about because I loved public speaking. So basically, guys, what happened was I have become a professional speaker. I travel around, I give keynotes, and every once in a while I speak at a college, which is my favorite thing. And I do leadership seminars, all based on things I've learned over 38 years in television interviewing people and wisdom from them.
Yeah. How can we get the book? How can our audience access it?
Yeah, I guess you just go to anywhere you would order a book. I guess Amazon. Got What It Takes by Bill Boggs.
Do you have a website so our listeners could find out all about you?
Yeah, Bill. I got two websites: BillBoggs.com and BillBoggsSpeaks.com. And on the BillBoggs.com, I've got a YouTube link to my own YouTube channel with about 200. Some people say historic interviews. Some of them may be. But there's some very interesting material on Bill Boggs TV on YouTube, which you can get to just by going to BillBoggs.com. You hit a button and you're into my channel. So I've been curating that for years. I add to it. I think it's about half finished. And when all is said and done, I want that. The one thing that will be in my will be to keep that YouTube channel going on in perpetuity, because
even after you're gone, you want it to continue in perpetuity.
I would like to continue after I'm gone, and I would like the YouTube channel to continue simultaneously with me. Absolutely.
Well, you know what? If it continues after you're gone, and if it keeps playing, maybe wherever you're going, you'll be able to see it from there.
Well, that would be good already. I've already seen everything that's there, but I'd like to see you watching it, which would be good.
Right.
So anyway,
if it's on the internet, it might travel through the next world. We don't know.
It could happen. So I'm looking forward to a big year, 2015. Now that I'm back on my feet, the last several months, I did a lot of work. It's very difficult. Going through airports and stuff like that, hobbling around. I suddenly felt very old, but I feel like my usual self again now.
Now, you did both hips together simultaneously?
Yeah, they were equally bad, and I just wanted to get it finished with. I just wanted to. I did not want to be saying, "Oh, well, now I'll go back in 5 months and I'll put my life on hold again for another 6, 8, 10 weeks. I won't be able to do anything." So I took the risk that my surgeon cleared me for it. You have to be in good shape. If you're not in good physical shape, I'll tell you the one thing, Stan, that came out of this that I didn't realize. By essentially relatively, not like a triathlete, but by keeping myself in reasonably good shape, exercising just regularly, keeping my weight within 10 pounds of what I was when I was in high school, it really paid off when I faced this surgery. I came out of the surgery, everybody said, because you were in shape, you're already doing very well after 1 week. So I hope it doesn't, but if the day comes, it's always good if you've taken care of yourself that it pays off in that way. Yeah. And I never thought of it that way.
How long were you bedridden?
Well, the hip surgery is interesting. 20 years ago, after they put the hip in, they kept you in bed for 6-7 days. Now, I was up the day of the surgery. I was on my feet. I couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable.
Well, Bill, thank you very much for coming on.
Oh, sure, man.
Are you going to be in L.A. at any time? You're welcome to come and sit in the studio.
I'll be speaking in L.A. in May, and I've got a lot of friends out there, Barry Jenner, Richard Baker, Joe DeAnthony, and now you.
Well, we want you here in person live when you're in L.A.
Thank you very much for being aboard today. Anyway, you're listening to The View from Over Here, heard on crntalk.com, and we'll be right back with
Dennis Gilbert.
Dennis, if you're listening, you're going to be on in a few minutes.
A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder. There were 4 squadrons of black fighter pilots during World War II that had to fight 2 air forces in order to gain recognition, the Luftwaffe and the U.S. Army Air Corps. The HBO special and the recent attempt at a full-length feature film do not come close to the full and true story of these brave men. They were not ball players, they were not rap singers, they were fighter pilots and American heroes in the truest sense. A Killer of Lions by Stan Weisleder.
Welcome to Staples.
Yeah, I hear Staples can handle all my holiday shipping.
Yes, sir. We have UPS available in-store, plus all the supplies you'll need, from boxes to bubble wrap.
Great, but my schedule's crazy with the holidays.
Staples opens early and stays open late.
What if I can't get here till Saturday?
We're open 7 days a week.
Even Sunday?
Well, we're open 7 days, so...
Okay, what if a week had 8 days?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'd still be open.
This holiday, ship at Staples. Same UPS shipping and pricing. Available 7 days a week. Less stress, more savings. Staples.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake, and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly 1 business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 888-578-5378. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now. 888-578-5378. That's 888-578-5378.
Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you can make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? Yes! According to the U.S. Census Bureau, you can make almost twice as much. Going back to college is now easier than ever. There are select online colleges that provide laptops to their students. In fact, there are thousands of college programs on your laptop. You can go to college anywhere and everywhere right from a laptop. Call My College Laptop and you can find hundreds of programs from accredited colleges and universities nationwide. Start a new career in law enforcement, business, information technology, healthcare, and hundreds of others. Call My College Laptop to find an online college that will provide you with a laptop. In no time at all, you can double your earning potential. Double your earning potential. Call now. 1-800-731-4185. That's 800-731-4185. 800-731-4185.
That's it, Stan.
That's it. Take it away. Okay, this is Stan Weisleder on The View from Over Here in the studio with Malcolm Barry Burman, who I renamed this morning as Balcom, which is a combination of his first and middle name.
Well, it reminds me of my mother. My brother's name is Sheldon, and when she got confused, she used to call me Schmalcolm. Anyway, bit of information.
All right, let's go to our guest. We have a very interesting guest coming up right now. His name is Dennis Gilbert, and I cannot think of anyone who likes baseball more than Dennis Gilbert. And believe it or not, he originally started out as a minor league ball player. Okay, didn't start out with the majors. He started out as a minor league player. And when he ultimately realized that he was not going to be the next Joe DiMaggio, he began a new career, but still stayed in the game. His new career specializes in retirement plans coupled with life insurance. But because he's still in the game, during that time, he developed the free agent system and represented many, and I mean many, of the biggest names in baseball. And along the way, he helped found the Professional Baseball Scouts Foundation, where he serves as chairman. Okay. Dennis, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
How'd you like that picture we posted of you?
Are you watching the broadcast?
No.
Oh, we have an insert picture of you.
Is it a good picture?
Oh, it's great.
If you can get up to crntalk.com, you can hear the show live and see pictures of us.
Well, we sent it on to his LinkedIn account.
Okay, it's on your LinkedIn
Anyway,
account.
we send this email blast a day before the show goes out to about maybe 8,000 people altogether.
About that,
something like that. Yeah. All right, Dennis. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
What are you doing in baseball nowadays?
Well, I'm working with the Chicago White Sox and helping them do some contracts, doing consulting for them, and doing some scouting with them. I
don't know if you can comment about that. What do you think of these long-term contracts where people are signed up for 10 years for a quarter of $1 billion?
Major League Baseball really doesn't allow you to comment on other teams' contracts or other teams' deals. I can just tell you that the White Sox don't have any.
Well, let's talk about your present career, your new career. Or not new, but the one that you took on when you weren't going to be the next Joe DiMaggio.
Well, that wasn't my decision. I got into the life insurance business in 1972, and have been in that business since then.
I also noticed that you have a field named after you as I'm going east on the 105.
I do. I actually donated $1 million to the school to build the facility for the inner city. I grew up in that area in Gardena, and I wanted to give back.
So you did okay in the insurance business?
The life insurance business has been very, very, very good to me.
Now, if you had if things would have gone as you planned, would you have preferred to become successful as an insurance person, or would you have preferred to have been a Major League Baseball player and hit the big show?
Without a doubt, I'd love to have been a Major League Baseball player. But I'm very, very content with my life right now, and I've got a great family and a great business, and we're doing extremely well. Thank you very much.
And you're still with the game. You're still with the baseball people.
I'm doing 2 jobs. I've always done 2 jobs. And as you know, in 1980, I started a sports agency. And, and we ended up, when I sold it in 2000, we had over 200 Major League players.
You had, Barry Bonds as one of your clients and Jose Canseco?
Yeah, and George Brett, and Ricky Henderson, and Mike Piazza, among others.
Well, the big controversy in baseball is the Barry Bonds and Jose Canseco, whether they should be in the Hall of Fame or not, or because they were taking steroids. What are your feelings about it?
Well, that hasn't been proven.
Or can you comment on that?
Well, I'll give you my opinion. My opinion is that when they were hitting, whether they were steroids or not, you have to assume the pitchers were on steroids.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have an equal playing field.
Yeah, I believe it was a level playing field.
Can you comment on the fact, do you think some of these drugs that they have now should be legalized, or?
I really don't have a feel for it. I'm not an expert in that area. I can just tell you that whatever's best for the game, which is probably not taking any of these drugs. I mean, the kids that got off these, you can see that there are far more injuries today than there have ever been before, because most people don't know how to use them.
Yeah, that's true. But I see that there's Again, I've been following baseball since I was a Brooklyn Dodger fan. I'll tell you how old I am. And it didn't seem that there were that many injuries, back in what they used to call the good old days. But it seemed like players played through what they had. Now someone has a pinky that hurts, they're out for 2 weeks.
Well, the injuries are a little different. Like I said, back in the days when the Dodgers were in Brooklyn, ball players weren't allowed to swim. They weren't allowed to lift weights. They were just playing with everything was natural.
That's interesting. Dennis, do you have a favorite or a few favorite baseball movies?
Major League One was my favorite. I love Wesley Snipes coming out saying that he's Willie Mays Hayes, right. Runs like Hayes and hits like Mays. One of my favorite lines of all time.
Well, what did you think about Bull Durham, which is more about not major leagues but minor league baseball?
It was okay. I liked it. It wasn't as my favorite or one of my favorites.
And I'm trying to think of the name of the movie about the agent. Show me the money.
I actually got a credit in that movie.
Did you appear in it, or were you part of the writing team?
No, I was part of the team that showed how to design a sports agency, if you remember in the beginning.
Yeah. So do you think that was, in your case, biographical between you and I think Scott Burrows was your partner?
Scott Burrows was not my partner.
Oh, he was, but both of you were.
We competed
neck and neck. Yeah.
No, we competed.
Dennis, my two favorite movies about baseball are the original or the first one that I can recall about baseball, Pride of the Yankees, and I also liked The Natural.
Fun movies. Both of them were fun.
Mm-hmm. So what's your connection now is with the Chicago White Sox, right?
It is.
Yeah, and they've made some big trades in the last week or so.
Well, we made big deals. We signed some free agents. Those are probably the big deals you're alluding to.
Yeah.
I have to tell you something funny. My daughter Jill, who you know, Dennis, she's one of the photographers at the Dodger Stadium. She works for John Suhu. She is a Cubs fan.
I'm sorry?
My daughter Jill, who was one of the photographers for John Suhu at the Dodgers, she is a Cubs fan, not a White Sox.
You said that.
She's sorry.
Anybody who's a Cub fan, I feel sorry for.
Okay, yeah. As a New Yorker and Angelino now, it always seems to me Chicago is a Cub town. Is that true, or is there an even blend?
Well, it's the location of their field. But I'll tell you, when we won the World Series in 2005, that parade had almost 1 million people out there just cheering in the snow.
So you think it's more or less Cubbies die for the Cubs. I mean, whether they win or they're not.
Well, like I said, it's location of the field. The field is located in the middle of downtown Chicago, where you have to get in your car and fight the freeways, and to get to U.S. Cellular to see a White Sox game.
It sounds like Los Angeles.
Yeah, Dennis, you and I are both old enough to remember baseball, what it was like many years ago when there were only, I believe, 16 teams. What do you think of the number of teams that we have in existence now? I'm talking about professional teams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now there are 30 of them, and you've got, baseball's more of an international game than it's ever been before.
Do you think it's because there's so many teams that the talent is watered down? That they're not. Because I remember in baseball when you hit 250, if you're a 250 hitter, you're either on the second team or back in the minor leagues. Now 250 hitters are making $7-8 million a year.
Well, I mean that's kind of a compounded question. The first part, to answer the first part, I mean the population of the United States has more than doubled since there were 8 teams in each league, and therefore now you've got 30 teams, and you also have a lot of players from, Asia, and you have them from Latin America. So I wouldn't say that the talent's watered down. I'd say the players are way more athletic than they were back in the 50s and 40s and maybe even the early 60s. The thing about those days, like I said, people weren't getting hurt. You had pitchers pitching more complete games, and players seemed to be more durable.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, a pitcher would usually go the whole game. Now they're out after 3, 4, 5, 6 innings.
In fact, in those days, pitchers were out at night, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I read the book about the New York Yankees. They're supposed to be quite a group with Mantle and Billy Martin and that crew.
Yep, that was but they won.
Yeah, I think Mantle said if I knew I was going to live this long, I'd take better care of myself. Because I think he had a history of heart attacks in his family.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Yeah, and he became quite a drinker. I think he was an alcoholic after a while.
I remember back then seeing the headlines on the New York Daily News.
The Copacabana, they had a fight.
Well, $100,000. They were paying $100,000 to a baseball player. Now I think they get that much maybe in a week. Some of them.
If you remember when Babe Ruth got the first contract like that, they asked him. They said, "You're making more than the president." And his answer was he had a better year.
Do you think a player like Ruth, who is totally out of condition, and would he have been as great in today's day and age?
That'd be tough. He'd be in his 80s or 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they asked some player like that, do you think you can compare today? And he said, well, I don't know. I'm 75 years old. But at that time, I think when he hit 60 home runs, teams weren't hitting that much.
He hit more than the entire American League.
Yeah.
They didn't have steroids back then. They weren't invented.
Well, they had hot dogs from Nathan's. I think that's what set him up with all his strength.
That was more potent.
So,
Dennis, what do you see for the White Sox in the coming future?
Well, hopefully a World Series. I mean, we got a good team, and we're going to go out there and compete.
Do you get involved with college baseball at all? No.
When I was an agent, I did a little bit, but not much.
Dennis, I hear this all the time. If a team has a good pitching staff, they're bound to go all the way. But it isn't just pitching. You also have to hit.
Well, and you have to field. Remember, 50% of the game is in the field. And baseball is the only sport I know that when you have the ball, you're on defense.
That's true. Mm. Well, what do you think of the video on each play now, and them seeing the tape to see whether he's out or safe?
I think it's good for the game. I think it's important to get the calls right.
But I have a question for you, Dennis. Hypothetically, let's say you're playing, let's say first base, for instance, or whatever, and the ball is thrown to you and the runner is coming, and you, as the one catching the ball, you know that the runner is safe, but the umpire calls him out, okay? Has there ever been a situation whereby the player said, no, he was really safe? I have to be honest.
No. Why should they?
Well, for honesty, for one.
It doesn't work that way.
Okay. Well, at least we heard it from an expert.
A question, which I have. Are these long-term contracts, are they insured?
Some are.
Yeah. Because you have something like...
Right, I do a lot of work with a lot of the teams. Actually, 22 teams I've done insurance business with.
So are they insured against injury or...
Insured against injury and death.
And death. Because I know that I know you can't comment on that, the A-Rod situation where he has another 3 years on his contract, but he may not be physically capable of
Well, if he's injured while he's playing, then the Yankees will get reimbursed a portion of the contract.
Yeah, I think that's what they're hoping.
I don't know.
I know, and you can't comment on it.
That kind of insurance is separate from your regular other life insurance or retirement plan business.
It is. there's so many different things today in the life insurance business that's ever been before. I mean, like the index contracts where policies, whole life policies, universal policies were tied to bonds. Now you get them tied to the index fund, and they give you the same type of guarantees that you can't lose the money that you already have in the policy.
Well,
Dennis, don't go away.
Yeah, hold on for a minute.
We're going to keep talking. We have a break coming up for commercials, but
and maybe Stan will get more into how we can contact you and about your daily business now with insurance that we've run through your baseball career. You're listening to The View from Over Here on CRNTalk.com, and stand by because we'll have more with Dennis Gilbert.
Someday there'll be a cure. Someday we won't lose the people we love. But when is someday? Someday is today. Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, hundreds of thousands diagnosed with blood cancer are today living a normal life. We're making cures happen. Join us. Call 888-HELP-LLS. Go to LLS.org. Help us reach today sooner.
How would you like to taste the most delicious meatballs this holiday season? You can with our friend Larry Manetti's Meatballs, as seen on QVC. Go to QVC.com and search Manetti Meatballs. These are hand-rolled 3 ounces each meatballs, 30 in a bag, made with veal, beef, pork, spices, breadcrumbs, imported ricotta and Romano cheese. They are delicious. Manetti's Meatballs, fried in pure Italian olive oil. They come frozen. You can heat and serve them in a 350-degree oven for just 10 to 15 minutes. They'll make a real hit this holiday season. Taste Larry Manetti's Meatballs. Larry Manetti from Hawaii 5-0 and Magnum PI. He was on QVC, and he sold out of these meatballs. Go to QVC.com and search Manetti Meatballs. That's QVC.com, Manetti, M-A-N-E-T-T-I, Meatballs. QVC.com, search Manetti Meatballs, the real taste of Italy.
Health insurance is on everybody's mind right now. You either don't have it, or you have it and you think it's too expensive. And you probably feel like you don't have any options. We can help. We are the Health Markets Insurance Agency. We offer health insurance plans from major carriers nationwide and likely have a plan that can save you money. Whether you're self-employed, on a COBRA plan that's about to expire, or you simply don't have health insurance where you work and you need it, the Health Markets Insurance Agency can help you. Our agents will help you find coverage you can afford. Health Markets Insurance Agency is an authorized agency in all 50 states, including the District of Columbia. Plans may not be available in all states. 800-637-1632. 800-637-1632. 800-637-1632. Again, that's 800-637-1632.
The next time you're in Southern California, visit the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas. Riviera, as the name implies, is the ultimate in Calabasas restaurants. There's not even a close second. And what's better suited for the Beverly Hills of the Valley than a Beverly Hills type of restaurant and watering hole without those ridiculous Beverly Hills prices? They're so good. With impeccable service, they probably don't even need this commercial. Even now, it's hard to get a good table except for off hours. But if you really want to treat yourself or your date, call 818-224-2163. That's 818-224-2163. That's the Riviera Restaurant in Calabasas, California.
You're up at bat.
With the right guy at the other end. All right, Dennis, this is Stan Weisleder. I'm back here with Malcolm, and we're going to ask you some more questions. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Oh, I like that answer. Listen, we spoke about baseball until it's coming out of probably your ears and my ears. What about your business? Now, you deal not just with baseball players, I assume. You deal with all kinds of businesses that could take advantage of your services. Am I correct?
I deal with individuals. You know, I deal get involved in estate planning. I get involved in personal life insurance planning. But, you know, there's so many things that people just are not aware of today. I'll give you the biggest example. People bought life insurance years ago, some of them. But what's happened is their policies were tied to the bond market. Now, in the old days, that was, you know, the bond market was pretty secure. But because now bonds are returning 1 or 2%, these policies aren't performing. And one day, a lot of these people are going to wake up, and they're going to see that their premiums have doubled or tripled.
So what are the new policies based on now?
Well, they're based on new mortality tables, which are where people are living a lot longer, and they're also based on index funds where they weren't before, with a guaranteed floor. So you can get way, way better policies today to replace the old stuff, and it probably won't even cost you a dime more. In fact, it might even cost you less if you're still in decent health.
So if a policy was taken out 20 years ago, that individual should look into the possibility of replacing it today with today's factors built into it.
Yeah, they probably don't even realize that if they exchanged their policy or refinanced it, they may have a paid-up policy.
Yeah. Dennis, how can anyone in our audience get in contact with you?
The number's 310-858-1935.
And do you have a website on that?
Yeah, we do.
And what is that?
I don't know. We got a great website.
Well, actually...
okay, they'll call.
Well, Malcolm, when I looked him up, I just did it on LinkedIn. I just put in the name Dennis Gilbert, and wow, a whole bunch of stuff came up.
Well, I looked on Google, and I got your whole minor league record.
Well,
they have it up there.
Not too impressive.
No, you had some good years there.
Low ball hitter, high ball drinker in the old days.
Well, anyway, Dennis, it's our music is coming on the air, and we'd love to, if you ever take a break, to have you come in the studio. It's we're in beautiful downtown Sunland, and it's I like interviews more eyeball to eyeball.
Well,
so you have an open invitation to join us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Malcolm.
And I know Stan is looking forward to seeing you at the next Dodger game.
Stan, I always look forward to
Can't wait.
All right. Well, you take care,
and we'll speak to you later. Have a happy, healthy New Year.
You too.
Okay. Bye, Dennis.
Right. Anyway, you're listening to the View. How long do we have, Paul? You didn't put up our 30 or 60. Oh, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Anyway, that's it for this week. We'll be here next week on The View from Over Here on crntalk.com. And you can listen to all our old shows or today's show at www.viewfromoverhere.com. And next week we'll have some more interesting guests. And thank you, Bill Boggs and Dennis Gilbert, for being our guests this week. In the meantime, Stan, have a great week, everybody. We'll speak to you next week.
And
bye.
Same to you, Malcolm.
The View from Over Here is a co-production of Infinity X and TBG International. For further information, contact Malcolm Burman at 818-687-2784. That's 818-687-2784.
Which was most appropriate because that was your theme.
Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital